Season 4 of the Clone Wars. All I can say is, wow, and I get it. I get why people like this show. I get why people like Ahsoka and Rex. I understand it. I understand why the show has a cult following that spans throughout all the other Disney Plus shows and other animated shows and stuff like that. I understand why. And I kind of figured that in Season 3, but it really shows in Season 4. This is like really great season. This is god tier level of just wow. Like, this is just a wow season, because this is the most, out of all the seasons, this is the most inappropriate, I would say, because there's stuff in this that I kind of had my jaw drop, because this aired on Cartoon Network. How did they allow this? Like, I cannot imagine any other network allowing those arcs to be in the show or on a channel. Like, if Nickelodeon or Disney Channel had the Clone Wars on it, would be much different. But I guess Cartoon Network is more, I guess, edgier. I don't know if they're still edgy now, but back then, oh my gosh, there's so much inappropriateness, you could say. Now, it's not every single arc, but I mean, some of the stuff is kind of gruesome. You know, like, there's an arc that I can't necessarily say because YouTube will demonetize, or I guess in this case it'll blacklist my video. But you know what it is. It's the one where they go to a planet where they kind of, you know, enslave another species, and our main characters are then enslaved as well. That's all I can really say on that. It's really on the nose with the message. I'm like, oh my god, holy crap! Like, that's very, very real world right there, and I think it works. Also, I should say the elephant in the room, Darth Maul returned. Or say Maul, he returned, and I love how he returns, because it's not like it just happens out of nowhere. There's a build up from last season. So I think I forgot to mention the whole Night Sisters arc in Season 3. That starts in Season 3. There's this whole genocide with General Grievous slaughtering the Night Sister, or the zombies. With Darth Maul returning, one thing I like that when Mother Talzin rebuilds his legs, they're from the battle droids. It makes sense. It's like, oh, that makes sense now. Because I wondered how to get those robotic legs on a planet that's not really mechanically, like, upgraded or evolved, I should say. And that makes sense now. Like, oh, the battle droids, his legs are from battle droids. Okay, that makes sense. Or his starter legs, I should say, because he does upgrade his legs later in the show. But his starter legs are from battle droids. I like that's cool. There's that connection between the seasons. That's the thing. I like the show because it connects seasons. Even from season 1 to 2 to 3 to 4, everything has connection. There is kind of a, like, anthology style. This show it's an anthology, but it's also like those links that you see across the show. And it started in season 2, where you get to actually see the continuing storylines to now, where things are now picking up. This is where the season where I wanted to see more. It was like, oh my god, I'm on the edge of my seat. Well, metaphorically, I wasn't actually on the edge of my seat, but metaphorically I was. I'm like, what is going to happen next? Because it's such a interesting thing. I've never seen this before in any of the show, really. Like, that's the thing. It's such a different style to other shows. I think it's because of George Lucas and how he wanted to make the show more feel like the actual universe, not kind of a watered down, because it's show based. You kind of have to, because with other shows that are based off of film franchises, they're kind of a like watered downness to it, where you kind of can't show the full gruesomeness, because this is kind of a meant for children. Well, sure, you can say that is the case. Like, they don't show like decapitation. That's another thing. Like Ahsoka in one of the episodes where she introduces Bo-Katan with the Death Watch, like, Ahsoka just beheads like 4 of them, or slices their necks off. Like, that actually caught me off guard. Like, what the hell? That really came out of nowhere. But it's stuff like that is similar to the prequel trilogy, because there's decapitation in the prequel trilogy. There's decapitation in the season of the show. I think there is kind of a theme now where there's always one arc that is kind of like silly, and it's always with C-3PO and R2-D2. They're always the one that has the bad, quote-unquote bad arcs. I guess it's to levy things out, to make it not as dark and depressing with the other arcs, because there's always some gruesome moment in every single arc. And with that all out of the way, where does it rank with the other seasons and movies? So Season 4 of the Clone Wars, I would put it above Season 3, but below Revenge of the Sith. This is the new 4th place, and that it's deserved. I really like Season 4 of the Clone Wars. This is just top tier Star Wars, because I think what I like about Star Wars is it's real. You see some gruesome stuff, but not too gruesome, but it's gruesome enough where it feels real. And that's what Season 4 brings. It brings a realness, and it feels like the actual Star Wars universe, not a watered down version. But do you agree or disagree? Comment down below. But I'm gonna go now, so goodbye everyone.